In the previous sessions, you studied about matter, atoms, molecules, pure substances, mixture, elements, compounds, chemical symbols, chemical formula, ions, cations, anions, chemical changes, physical changes. In today's session, you'll study about chemical equation. What is a chemical equation? A chemical equation is a written statement that uses chemical symbols and chemical formulas instead of words to describe the changes that occur in chemical reactions. The following example shows a contrast between a word description of a chemical reaction and a chemical equation for the same reaction. Word description: calcium sulfide reacts with water to produce calcium oxide and hydrogen sulfide. Chemical equation: CaS plus H2O gives CaO plus H2S. In the same way that chemical symbols are considered the letters of chemical language and formulas are considered the words of the language, chemical equations can be considered the sentences of chemical language. The substances present at the start of a chemical reaction are called reactants. A reactant is a starting material in a chemical reaction that undergoes change in the chemical reaction. As the chemical reaction proceeds, reactants are consumed and new materials with new chemical properties called products are produced. A product is a substance produced as a result of the chemical reaction. When we write a chemical equation, we put the symbols of the reactants on the left hand side and those of the products on the right hand side. An arrow is put in between them. Reactants, arrow, products. The physical state of the reactants and products is written in bracket along with the symbols. The letter S is used to denote solid state, L for liquid, G for gas, and AQ for an aqueous solution. What is an aqueous solution? Solution of substance in water. For example, when carbon and oxygen react with each other, carbon dioxide is formed as a product. This reaction is represented as a chemical equation as follows: C within bracket S, that means solid state. C is the symbol of carbon plus oxygen, O2, which is in gaseous form, an arrow. They both react with each other and yield CO2, that is gas, carbon dioxide. Here the reactants are carbon and oxygen and the product is carbon dioxide. What is the state of carbon dioxide? Gaseous state. What is the state of carbon? Solid. And what is the state of oxygen? Gaseous state. Let us take one more example of a chemical equation. KOH, potassium hydroxide. AQ stands for aqueous solution, right? Plus HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, aqueous solution, gives KCl aqueous plus H2O, that is in liquid state. So it is a chemical equation, right? Reactants are written on the left hand side and products are written on the right hand side. Suppose if you are not able to write all the products, if an equation is very big and you are not able to write all the products in one line, you have to use another line for writing the products. So the product should always be written on the right hand side, not on the left hand side. Left hand side is for reactants and right hand side is for products. Here the reactants are KOH and HCl and the products are KCl, potassium chloride, and H2O, that is water. Let's take a look at this scale. We can see that it is unbalanced with the right red side weighing more than the left blue side. In order for the two sides to be balanced, we need to put a little more mass on the left side until they are the same mass. Just like we want the scale to be balanced on both sides, a chemical equation should also be balanced on both sides. A chemical equation shows us the substances involved in a chemical reaction. The substances that react are called reactants and the substances that are produced, they are called products. In general, a chemical equation looks like this: reactants on the left hand side and products on the right hand side. An arrow is put in between reactants and products to separate both the sides. So the next topic is balancing of chemical equation. According to the law of conservation of mass, when a chemical reaction occurs, the mass of the product should be equal to the mass of the reactants. Therefore, the amount of the atoms in each element does not change in the chemical reaction. As a result, the chemical equation that shows the chemical reaction needs to be balanced. A balanced chemical equation occurs when the number of the atoms involved in the reactant side is equal to the number of atoms in the product side. Let's take a look at an equation representing a chemical reaction. N2 plus H2, where N2 and H2 are reactants, yield NH3, which is a product. In this chemical reaction, nitrogen reacts with hydrogen. The symbol of nitrogen is N2 and the symbol of hydrogen is H2 to produce ammonia, that is NH3. The reactants are nitrogen and hydrogen and the product is ammonia. If we look at this equation, we can see that the equation is not balanced. The number of atoms of nitrogen on the reactant side is 2 and the number of atoms of nitrogen on the product side is 1. Number of atoms of hydrogen atom on the reactant side is 2 and the number of hydrogen atoms on the product side is 3. So this shows that this equation is not balanced. So it is very important to balance the chemical equation to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. To balance the chemical equation above, we need to make use of coefficients. A coefficient is a number that we place in front of a chemical formula. In the chemical equation, to make the number of nitrogen atoms equal on both the sides, we place a coefficient of 2 in front of NH3, right? Once we do that, the number of nitrogen atoms on both sides is balanced. However, the number of hydrogen atoms is not balanced on both sides. We need to make use of another coefficient in front of H2. This time we put a coefficient of 3 in front of H2 to balance the chemical equation. Now the balanced chemical equation is N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3, where the number of nitrogen atoms on both the sides is 2 and the number of atoms of hydrogen on both the sides is 6. So now we can say that this equation is a balanced chemical equation. It is a trial and error method. Now let us take one more example. CH4 plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. This is a reaction between methane CH4 and oxygen O2 producing carbon dioxide CO2 and water H2O. In this case, the number of carbon atoms on reactant side is 1 and on the product side it is also 1. Number of hydrogen atoms on the reactant side 4, but on the product side the number of hydrogen atoms are 2. Number of oxygen atoms on the reactant side 2 and the number of oxygen atoms on the product side 3. Only the carbon atoms are same on both the reactant side and product side, but the number of hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms are not same on both the sides. So this shows that this equation is unbalanced. We have to balance this chemical equation by using coefficient, by adding coefficient in front of the formula. What we can do is, to balance this equation, we put a coefficient of 2 in front of H2O, right? Now the number of carbon atoms 1 on reactant side, product side it is also 1. Number of hydrogen atoms 4 on reactant side and number of hydrogen atoms on product side, they have also become 4 because of addition of coefficient 2 in front of H2O. In H2O, now the number of oxygen atoms on the reactant side 2, but on the product side the number of oxygen atoms are 4. Still this equation is unbalanced. So what we have to do, we can add coefficient 2 in front of O2, right? Now it becomes 4. Now as you can see that the number of carbon atoms hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms on both the sides are same. Now this equation is a balanced chemical equation. It is a balanced chemical equation. So this is a trial and error method. You have to practice a lot to expertise in this field. I'm giving you a worksheet to practice this topic. You have to balance the given chemical equations by adding coefficients. That's all for today's session. In the next session, we'll study about types of chemical reactions. Till then, take care of yourself, stay home, stay safe.